Hey, I'm Cameron.
And I'm Christian.
And we want to wish you a Merry
Happy
Christmas.
Holidays. Merry Christmas.
Dadgummit. I thought we had that one sorted. Didn't know you were going to go all political war on Christmas on me, Christian.
I looked into your eyes. I knew I was going to get it wrong immediately.
Well, what are we watching today, Christian?
In celebration of the Christmas spirit, we're watching
Holiday season.
You're going to do that every time?
I don't know.
We're watching the movie that invented Christmas.
Yes, truly a Christmas classic.
That I have not seen.
Written by Charles Dickens, did you know?
No way.
Yeah. This was his first draft of A Christmas Carol.
So this is before Christmas was invented.
Yeah. That's right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Christmas was invented in 1832 by Charles Dickens, and he wrote this before that.
Sweet.
Yeah. And he actually, and this is the crazy thing, had Bruce Willis in mind for the role back when he wrote it.
Bruce Willis, you dog.
Yeah. So have you seen Die Hard before?
No.
Okay.
You haven't either, right?
No, I have.
You have.
I only seen it one time, and it was a couple years back. I thought it'd be a pretty good one for us to watch this time since,
I've been meaning to watch this movie for like 11 years.
Yeah?
The only way I know Die Hard is it's referenced in The Office a million times.
Yeah.
And there's like a bunch of sequels on Hulu that look like they cannot be good. They're like just have weird names like Die Harder or like the Die Hardening or something like that.
Death Soft, that was a good one.
Sounds like I had a budget of $10.
Live Lightly.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Hallmark Christmas movie where they were trying to make a movie to compete with Die Hard is what that sounds like. Live Softly.
Bruce Willis probably has a billion lookalikes that are be perfect for that.
Yeah, that's true. So now, okay, so I was joking about the Charles Dickens things before, but did you know that the hiring of Bruce Willis for this movie was actually a big old controversial thing? And not controversial, but it took him a long time to land on Bruce Willis.
He was a nobody before this, right?
No, even worse. He was considered a comedic actor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so he was just considered to be a comedian. So it's kind of like the Heath Ledger thing with The Dark Knight. The studio did not want to hire Bruce Willis for this movie because he was supposed to be too funny for a hard role like this.
That's hard to believe, honestly.
Yeah. They because he was just seen as funny, and now of course he's known as it's Chuck Norris, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis.
Even though he hasn't really been in that much stuff.
Yeah, he's been in, of course, Die Hard, the whole Die Hard series.
And Pulp Fiction.
He's
got a bunch of movies now that are just, not released in theaters. Just awful action movies.
Really?
Yeah, they're really, really funny.
But they're not trying to be?
No, there's stuff like your uncle would recommend to you and be like, I saw this on Netflix or they're just pumping them out. Yeah.
They're like Adam Sandler movies.
Adam Sandler, if he was like an action star.
Yeah. If Adam Sandler was an action star, he'd be Bruce Willis, is what you're saying. I haven't seen these, so I don't know. If that was insulting to someone out there, I don't care.
I really wish I gave a crap.
I tried to give a crap, but I just don't.
That kid's 13 years old.
Yeah, I don't know how he's driving a limo at all. I don't feel like he's allowed to.
That feels like a kid in Ned's Declassified. Remember Clara Sawyer, future lawyer? It's her brother, the limo driver.
That was such a blast to the past. You just took me back in time with that reference.
That was my first thought for some reason.
Yeah, he definitely looks like he is way too young to be driving a limo. He looks like he is actually part of another movie about a kid who's the son of a limo driver who decided to try and hijack his dad's limo. You know,
Bruce
like,
Willis could not give a crap.
he's like, sure, I'm sure he has a license.
He is not even given a glance in his direction, honestly.
That's true. He just keeps looking forward. He's like, if I don't recognize him, if I don't look him in the eye, then I won't have to admit to an officer that I knew that he was underage to drive.
I was too much of a loose cannon for the force, so they sent me here.
I kept throwing out the book. I would ask him for the book, and then I'd throw it out the window.
They told me, we know your type.
We don't like your methods, but they couldn't argue with my results.
Yeah.
Gosh, listen to this new hip music.
Yeah.
Gosh, cutting edge. Yes. Yes. This is my new favorite Christmas song.
This is Christmas music. This counts, right?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. I'm putting this in there with my Bing Crosby and Pentatonics list.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I'm just imagining us all Christmas morning, opening up presents, got the tree brightly lit and everything, and then that rap album coming on while we're opening
Just in the middle of the other Christmas, like Mariah Carey and pulling in the driveway.
All right, now that you mentioned the tip, I'm not giving it to you. That was manipulative, and I can't stand that crap. Tipping in this country is a really like he just
I don't believe in it.
I don't believe. In Europe they don't tip.
Yeah. I don't think it should be the responsibility of the citizen.
Kid just starts rolling his eyes. Ah!
He hasn't looked back. He looks back. He's all the way at the end of the driveway.
We quoted that dialogue specifically to make it boring, but that was actually a scene in Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, that's what I was basically quoting.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. That was a great scene, though.
That was a great scene. That's the thing about Quentin Tarantino, and I know that you guys tuned into a Die Hard commentary to listen to our thoughts on Quentin Tarantino, but I gotta tell you, that's the thing about Quentin Tarantino. His dialogue is top notch, and part of it is because he is amazing at capturing discussions that people really have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it doesn't really matter if it has anything to do with the movie or not, which is why it's so interesting. It's just has nothing to do with the scene or anything else in the movie, but it's still just incredibly engaging.
Which is incredible because when you're writing for a story, any writing teacher will tell you, you have to make all of the stuff in your story important to the overall story. You want to be careful that every single part of your story is important to the overall part of your story. You throw out anything that's excessive or repetitive. But Quentin Tarantino was like, screw that. I want to write these guys talking about hamburgers.
And he's made excellent movies.
And he's known for his dialogue.
Yeah.
So I guess I think it makes his characters feel so much more human that way. Have you ever noticed that Bruce Willis has this thing where he just has to do the middle school girl pouty face whenever he's looking at something?
I have not.
He does not the full on duck face. They're right there. Do you see it?
Is that what you call that?
Well, just look at it. He has the little. He does his little pouty lips whenever he's just looking at something.
I feel like he just has a face that he's investigating something off in the distance, but he's not. It's just his face.
His eyes can't focus on anything except for what's in the middle distance.
Yeah.
He just needs glasses.
Is that his wife's boyfriend? Yeah.
Yep.
Knew it.
Yep.
This guy's the type of guy that just pick any restaurant you want, babe. It's on me. I got the best table.
He says into his Bluetooth headpiece when he's talking to her on the phone, loudly at the bank.
Make sure he doesn't even talk to her at all, but is always in a meeting.
Babe, I'm in a meeting right now.
Stop yapping in my ear, please.
She's like, oh, so hard boiled. I love being vaguely mistreated, but not over the line.
It's like a character from American Psycho. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
That is
one of the
movie.
businessmen and like the table.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just love that like dynamic with all the businessmen just talking crap. They don't even work. They just talk crap at restaurants.
That's all
day
they
long.
do. A bunch of yuppies. My favorite scene from that movie is the card scene. He's like sweating profusely.
The thickness of it. It even has a watermark.
He looks like the guy who's crying in the Emerald City from the Wizard of Oz, where they've just poured a bucket of water on top of him.
Nobody's gonna get that reference.
People have watched Wizard of Oz.
They're not gonna get that exact moment in that movie.
Okay, everybody, go and watch Wizard of Oz and watch the guy react to Dorothy's pathetic plight, and then go and watch the card scene.
And then
from
have
American
a little
Psycho.
mediocre laugh after that for the joke.
You will get a slight chuckle, I promise you. You might just blow air quickly out of your nose like this, but that's it. Because if there's an overlapping audience, it's definitely the overlapping audience between Die Hard, American Psycho, and Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. I want a Venn diagram of that impact.
I'm in the middle of it. That's it.
We are
It's
right
just
in
me.
the center, yeah. It just says us, and then it says everybody else. Repetition.
Whoops.
Movies really rely on the instinct that nobody's gonna knock at a door.
They really do. It's like really important to the plot. And movies that take place before the invention of the iPhone all rely on the fact that you can't communicate over a long distance.
Yeah.
Quickly. They also tend to rely on people never, ever, ever, ever having natural conversations over the phone. Or, like, before a conversation is ended, someone comes in and interrupts it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or somebody finishing a conversation, and then after they, like, say something, like, really big, they just leave. They just dip.
Yep. I'm going to start doing that in my marriage. I'm just going to, just say something deep or whatever, revealing.
Just have the best clap back, and then
just walk away. I'm sure that'll be healthy.
As if that's not insanely rude.
Okay, how does that guy not already know that dude is a bad guy? Look at him.
Who is that guy?
There's three guys.
That guy right there.
I don't know. He looks familiar.
He looks insanely familiar.
Yeah. Gosh, golly, that's not the guy from Walker, Texas Ranger, is it?
Don't you dare.
Am I wrong?
If you're right. Trevette? Are you talking about Trevette?
Is that Trevette? This dude right here with the long blonde hair was like created in a lab to play a bad guy goon. Not a bad guy leader, just a goon.
That's him.
Is it really
That's
Trevette? Him. Yes! Yes.
I'm disappointed. I didn't even realize that.
That is amazing. Guys, just so you know, to give you a little insight into how we grew up by watching Walker, Texas Ranger, like every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. while we were eating dinner. Not because it was good.
Because it wasn't.
But because it wasn't. Frankly, that might be the origins of why you're watching this YouTube channel now.
Yeah.
It's because we would just sit around and roast whatever episode of Walker we were watching.
Yeah.
Which means that the actor who plays Trevette has been clowned by us for our entire lifetime.
I guess he had a big drop point, because it seems like a pretty big role.
Yeah, maybe he just retired. You never know. Do you hear the music?
Yeah.
They're playing a Christmas song right now, but an action version of it.
Which one?
Da 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 da.
That wasn't even an action version of it. That was just That was the same version.
It was like a stealthy
like a
version
trumpet.
of it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, for the record, in the past, I have worked in carpet cleaning, and there is literally nothing worse than carpet in a bathroom. I do encounter it, and it is terrible to clean. Just saying.
Good input. Thank you so much.
Listen, people tune in to hear our heartfelt, interesting commentary. And if people don't want to know what it's like to clean up a carpet bathroom, I don't know what they would want.
Anything else, probably. Argon! Hey! Probably 1,000 bought Funko Pops of this character. I guarantee he's a fan favorite.
Well, there's probably not 1,000. There's probably a limited number, and it's like worth like $3,000 to get an Argyle from
You
Die
can only
Hard.
buy it at Walgreens.
Between Q3 and Q4.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was talking about how they didn't want to cast Bruce Willis in this, so here's an interesting little tidbit, right? This movie is actually based off of a book called Detective. Okay? It's a sequel to another book I can't remember. Nothing Lasts Forever. In the original, there is a movie called Detective that's based off of that book where Frank Sinatra plays the detective, the main guy.
Okay.
So the guy who almost beat out Bruce Willis for this role was Frank Sinatra.
How old was he?
Not young.
I didn't even know is he an actor?
He's acted in a couple of small things. But like
I feel like that decision changed the course of history as we know it.
I know, like
It has affected everything.
it's completely diverged, like
Yeah.
this guy looks like a really boring Presbyterian pastor.
This guy's just trying to threaten everyone. Everybody's falling asleep.
Like, oh, I'm in book for chapter 34.
Yeah.
See, he's singing a Christmas song too.
I knew this was going to be one of those movies where it just constantly feels the need to remind you that it's Christmas.
Hey guys, it's Christmas! Don't forget it's Christmas time. Okay, so what counts as a Christmas movie?
Be more specific.
Does Iron Man 3 count as a Christmas movie?
Vaguely.
Vaguely. So you have a pretty wide interpretation of what is a Christmas movie and what isn't.
I'd say if it's set in Christmas and like it has like a bunch of Christmas season type of stuff in it, I'd say it kind of counts.
Okay.
I'd watch it during Christmas.
Okay. So, because a lot of people would say Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
I would agree with that, but I'd also agree if they say that it was.
Yeah. I count it as a Christmas movie and, all of my organizational stuff. Obviously, we're watching it around Christmas time, but
Yeah.
a lot of people feel pretty passionately about what constitutes and what doesn't. So a lot of people would say just because it's set during Christmas isn't actually a Christmas movie. But, I'm like, you got a lot of diversity in what a Christmas movie can be. Just like you have a lot of diversity in what a Christmas music can be,
Yeah.
If you want to listen to your Christmas rap album, then you can go right ahead. Just keep look at that guy with the long blonde hair in the background. I can't get over. He looks like he hatched out of an egg with an AR-15 in his hands.
I feel like he's the like quintessential like pretty boy that doesn't ever have any speaking lines.
Yep. All he does is lift, bro.
Yeah.
You're definitely terrorists by any margin,
You're one of the first results if somebody looks up movie terrorist, probably.
Yeah, I would bet if you Google movie terrorist that dude's face shows up, as the third option.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I'm looking it up. All right, it's 4 options down, 5 across.
What?
Die Hard is 4 options down, 5 across. When you look up movie terrorists.
Just the movie Die Hard?
Yep, just the movie Die Hard.
It seems like a movie just about terrorists.
Has he even had a line yet so far?
No, sir. Trust me, I am keeping track. And I intend to the whole movie.
Oh, does that count? That was almost a line. He kind of grunted.
He almost said something, but they cut quickly so that it didn't get out. This guy has been sitting here vibing for like 4 hours.
He's just chilling. I want to remind you, he doesn't have a cell phone.
This man has a crush on Bruce Willis. There is no other reason he'd be camping beside the phone.
It just continues to cut back to him and he's doing increasingly ridiculous things.
Yeah.
He's got like a hot tub in there. He's just chilling.
Just has like a hot tub, but it's filled with like kettle corn or something.
You see him, you see the waterworks, you see him look over at the fire alarm, and then it cuts over to him just piling through a wall with the car.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is really interesting. That skylight that they have, that where you can see the city in the background of the windows, that's not filmed. That is a painting that they have on set.
From the inside?
Yeah, from the inside. That is a painting that is behind the windows that has actual like little lights that light up and shut down and light up and shut down to make it look like a real city. But it's a painting.
That sounds like something you do in like a video game where you have like a fake window and it's like, wow, these are amazing. Look how realistic it looks.
Amazing. Hey, Batman, are you afraid? When I get my hands on him, I'm gonna rip him apart.
Split up. Gotta find the bat.
Cuts to Bruce Willis but up on a gargoyle.
Yeah. Yeah?
Why? That's what my captain keeps telling me, but I don't listen to the rules. I play by my own book. My jurisdiction is justice, dirtbag.
I tried the whole cop thing. It's just not for me.
The system is just rigged. Sometimes you gotta color outside the lines.
Too much of a loose cannon.
Stop playing NES Jeopardy and get done with the, with the system. That man is playing Jeopardy. He thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
That's something the Joker would do.
It is.
How is he the good guy?
Because he's a cop. He's a loose cannon. He doesn't play by the rules. Hey!
Hey! How dare you speak?
I've told you to be a silent antagonist. You will stand in the background and make threatening glares at most.
I couldn't take it, boss. It just has a really silly voice.
It's your friend from Meverse.
Oh my god.
Who's in this movie? But boss!
Yeah.
I want blood, boss!
You're using that word again.
I'm not a terrorist!
I hate that word!
I'm a violent activist. And heist enthusiast.
It's just bad manners.
Go get him! I don't care how many people he kills. He will not be calling us a terrorist. And don't say a word while you're out there.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or is that third guy with like the curly hair not look nearly as intimidating as the first two?
They all look more intimidating than the dude with the glasses.
That's true. But the first two guys look like, you know, they could conceivably be like guys who could kill a bunch of guys. And the third guy looks like he lost his chance at auditioning for Boy Meets World.
Yeah. That guy definitely knows his Enneagram number.
And probably his zodiac sign, too. Bruce Willis shoots at him. Oh, that's such a Sagittarius thing to do.
Sorry, I'm a Scorpio.
It means I can sometimes be aggressive when put into a corner. But I'm also supposed to fall in love today, so...
Yeah.
Yes.
No, he has the right response. You don't just bring that up in a courteous exchange.
My wife, she's pregnant. Okay.
Cash or credit?
Cash or credit. Literally the only reason that he said that was to add stakes. So that the viewers could be like, oh man, I hope his son...
Might as well just look directly into the camera.
I have a wife and kids. If I die, there are people who will miss me.
You'll feel sad in about 10 to 12 minutes when I am shot dead.
I gotta say, using that thing to prevent them from shooting him, not a fan.
God, today sucks.
Why did Christmas have to fall on a Monday?
I just knew when I woke up this morning. I hit snooze too many times.
I knew I should have stayed at home today. Say what you will about that plan, but it is innovative.
I'll say that plan is really dumb. I feel like he is way smarter than that.
I mean, what else is he gonna do?
He could go home.
I'll be home.
I can't help but feel this is just not his problem.
Okay. So that scene where he misses it and then grabs the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. That was not planned.
What was supposed to happen? Was he just supposed to die?
He was just supposed to grab the first one.
Oh, this is iconic.
Yeah, that's what
I've seen this.
He was supposed to grab the first one, but the stunt double missed the vent by a lot
really?
And just fell onto the mattress or whatever they have under it. So, but it looks so action-packed that they decided to keep it in the movie.
Shoot it, you idiot! Why would you stop? Like, what do you gain from not shooting at it?
Yeah, is there like a limit of bullets that you have? Took forever to go for it. Don't test him. Just keep shooting. I can't emphasize this enough. There is no reason for you to have stopped shooting.
It's a good thing you're hot, honey.
Nope, shoot before you go.
You're literally using a gun to poke at it. Absolute moron.
I gotta tell you, he's a dum-dum. Man, I sure do love driving home, just thinking about my wife and kids, and how much I love them, and how glad I am that I will not be an absentee father. Do, wife and kids.
He like gets a phone, he's like, oh, hey, wife.
Hello there, wife. How are the kids?
Hello, wife and kids. My wife and kids.
How does it feel being pregnant still?
Yeah. Pregnant with triplets.
Man, I don't know how we'll afford it, but I'm sure we'll muddle through and make it work.
I really wish I could afford presents for my kids this Christmas. Maybe a house, some warm food. Haven't had that in a while.
Luckily, this is my last day on the force.
Yep. Let me just take a moment to pray for my well-being before I do this. As a good Christian man of America.
Man, I just feel like I am so sympathetic to any general audience at the moment.
Shoot him immediately.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to come up and show you this picture of my family.
Yeah.
Has just like a wallet with just like pouring pictures.
Yeah.
We just got the ultrasounds this morning. Wife and kids. Well, I better turn around precisely before I round that corner. I have to go pick up some pickles and ice cream for my wife.
Yeah.
Why has he got a cross around his neck? Do you see that? He goes to the same Presbyterian church.
Yeah.
Oh!
That's awesome.
Oh, golly day. They just keep trying to insert Christmas references. They're like, yeah, that was a plum pudding and a goose.
Yeah. We gotta go deck the halls. That was George's car in Seinfeld.
Yeah, George Costanza just parked like right outside.
This man is the highest energy I've ever seen.
He's been, 5-6 hours out there?
I don't know.
He's still, having a great time.
I know. This man is borderline insane. Doesn't that guy look exactly like the villain?
He does look strangely like the villain. It was a strange choice to make them look so incredibly
his hair
similar.
and his beard.
Yeah, it's not like they just happened to meet today. There's an entire team of people behind the makeup and costume design.
He is great with names.
You seem very good with names. Would you like to be a greeter at my church?
Yeah.
Everyone keeps falling asleep. Maybe a little friendliness would brighten up the mood. Oh man, all they have is Nerf darts. I could have been shooting this whole time.
They're Nerf darts, but they're lethal.
What do you shoot me with? Nerf or nothing.
Yeah. They're just Nerf darts. Don't even. They just explode on impact.
There he is. Get a little more lines. Look at him.
No more speaking lines for you.
That's racist. Judging by their clothing labels? That's how you know? Hold on a second.
It's a little weird, man.
How's this guy? Why is this guy familiar with clothing labels? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He looks like he shops at Walmart for his clothes.
Oh, it's that guy.
Who is that guy?
That guy right there.
What? Who is he?
You don't recognize that guy?
No, I don't recognize that guy.
Me neither. I'm just kidding.
I'm really glad that I didn't just be like, oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah, that's the guy from,
just pretend like you're, going along with it. So
I'm just, the whole time, I'm on IMDb just, scrolling frantically. Left Behind 4.
Left Behind 4. We're still left behind.
Yeah.
Left Behind is like Home Alone for Christians.
Yeah. This man's got to be 2 years older by now.
I mean, what is he even doing?
Don't drink.
Even if he can drive, there is no earthly way that he can drink. And if you're driving a limo, you definitely can't drink.
Did he pour that in a cup and then drink the rest?
This guy's just partying. What? That's his... What?
Sir, you need to take a logic class.
If that was his take, he should be fired yesterday. I don't know how he got into that position. That's got to be the dumbest take I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's always something. It's always someone in that role.
Someone makes a dumb decision.
It's crazy to think that all of this is already part of the building before they took over.
Mm-hmm. It's a good thing they installed these tanks into the back garage before we took over.
What does this button do? There's a piranha pool that opens up out of the floor.
Golly day, was this a hotel owned by Goldenfinger? The guy's in the middle of a domestic terrorist attack, and he is looking around to steal candy. Everyone remember, this is a Christmas movie.
Yeah. It's really getting more and more on the nose.
Don't forget the Christmas reference. The writers, it's been 30 minutes and no one's mentioned Christmas yet. Da 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 da.
You know that wasn't CG. They actually blew up the building for that with all the people inside.
They were all stunt guys, so it was okay. They didn't lose any brand name actors.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's 8 guys that look like the boss and the villain of this movie.
Do you know that explosion was actually unscripted? It's completely improvised.
Yeah, the main character, Die Hard, improvised the explosion himself when he became an actual terrorist and blew up the set. He's a terrorist, but he's not our terrorist.
This man's a loser in every community, huh?
You know what? I'm going to go and pull the greatest terrorist act ever just to prove you guys wrong.
He should just be a prankster.
I would pay good money to see John McClane try and break into a house that's been guarded by
Kevin McAllister.
Kevin McAllister, yeah.
This is what happens when an unstoppable force, an immovable object.
He's actually brothers with the main boss. Wait. We got switched at birth.
Yeah, we're brothers.
We're brothers. What, back when our parents divorced? Hey, we should try and get them back together.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
I want that framed. I want that tattooed on my body. That phrase.
Hans, Booby.
My white knight.
Your white knight. There he is again. You got any kids back on your
That
end?
was not an appropriate time.
You're aware we're in a very delicate hostage situation. Would you like to talk strategy for how to save the hostages?
Yeah, let's just put the terrorists on the back burner.
Let's chat. Yeah, what do you guys do for Christmas? Do you guys go up to Ohio for Christmas?
Yeah, we got this great place in Vermont. You'd love it.
You know, the snow. Oh, you can't beat a fresh snowfall.
Yeah.
Would you like a refreshing Coca-Cola beverage? It's so cold and tastes delicious.
Yeah.
Nothing helps me stop the middle of a terrorist attack like a Coca-Cola.
At least fill the cup up. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did say it. Was
the
like
audacity.
just down there in the bottom. I was like, "Hey, man,
put some ice in there.
could I have some more, please?"
Bad guy, worse host.
That guy is the same kid who works at McDonald's, and you ask for some ketchup.
Yeah.
They give you like 2 packs.
After they asked you what you said like 3 times, they give you one little package.
He looks at you like, like you're. I guess my kids don't get any ketchup tonight.
Yeah.
Gonna starve to death. Oh no. I've just lost one of my options. I guess I'll have to go back to my husband unencumbered.
Yeah.
I guess the complexity of my relational status just became a lot more simple.
She's just like, every time.
What is wrong with him?
I hate this guy more than the villain.
This guy is the worst. Oh no. Now what crap is he gonna spew? Hans, we don't negotiate with terrorists, but I could send you up a couple missile launchers if you'd like.
Yeah. If you have any of that Coke, that'd be nice for in return.
I just wasted an eighth of a glass of Coke on an idiot.
Yeah.
On my brother. I would like to reunite my parents through romantic shenanigans and a camping trip.
Yeah.
I don't know, Mr. Gruber. That plot's been stolen already by Disney.
Yeah, it seems a little bit early for a reboot, don't you think, Mr. Gruber?
You listen! I am giving you the instructions!
You will not take away my childhood!
It is Christmas and I only have one Christmas wish!
Yeah.
And then it is to finally play out the plot of Trial of Parent Trap!
That is one of the only remakes that has stood the test of time!
See, he's got the little pouty face. I mean, you see it?
I think that's more of a smolder.
I mean, there's a smolder in it. I'm not denying the presence of a smolder. I'm just saying that his smolder looks a whole lot like middle school girl duck face.
I disagree.
Ugh. I don't get any respect no more.
Oh.
Hans is like, dang it! Another terrorist!
Your problem is branding, okay?
Argyle goes up. Now listen, man, I got you a proposal for you. You've got horrible branding.
Yeah.
My dad owns a limo company.
I know you're a good guy, but they don't.
You're just a violent activist with heist tendencies.
Yeah.
Sir, the FBI wants to let you know that you're an idiot. Oh, okay. Well, let me go talk to him. Why is this guy out personally investigating this?
She's running out of men. Why do you think?
I guess so. They're getting... Aha!
This man is slippery.
Yeah, that clever? Not a good move?
I didn't even realize it. He convinced me too.
Yeah.
I've been watching the movie.
I thought he was a third guy.
Yeah,
Looked like the
I thought
other.
he was a fourth guy. We're talking hypotheticals at this point. He's like actually being genuine. He's like trying to like impress. He like doesn't feel as cool as. I've definitely smoked before. I can smoke it up with the best of them.
Yeah. I definitely take cigarettes.
Yeah.
I've done cigarettes in my
I've
life.
ingested the cigarette.
Sometimes I like to suck in the smoke and then blow it out of my mouth. You know, that's how you do it, right? You know, it's good that despite their political differences, they can still have a laugh together.
Yeah.
That's really inspiring.
That's beautiful.
You know, we can all learn a little something from John McClane and Hans, what's-his-face. Can I just say, Bruce Willis crushes this role?
Oh, of course.
Like, I mean, I know that in 2021 that is not a hot take. And that everyone knows...
That is an ice-cold take.
But, yeah, I mean... You could literally, like, keep your fridge next to that, keep your milk next to that take and, like, store it for a couple of weeks. But...
Well, Bruce Willis did so good that this movie carried his career since this movie.
Yeah.
Other than Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. But I wouldn't say, even when you think of Pulp Fiction, I don't think you think of Bruce Willis first. I think
But he's still great.
He is great, but I'm just saying, like, this is the career-making film out of the two.
Oh, yeah.
He just does so good at like, playing a BA without, like, crossing a line into being cartoony. Like, I feel like I could meet this guy on the street one day. There's also something about the filming of this movie that just makes scenes seem iconic. Like,
Yeah.
how it's filmed, the angles of the shots, you know, the vent scene, him standing there with his cigarette, like, it just gets burned onto your mind.
I don't know. I haven't seen any of the other ones, but I'm willing to bet that they don't really convey this to the sequels very well either.
It's actually a pretty common I haven't seen the sequels either. I know that it's a pretty common thing for people to say the sequels aren't as good, and part of the reason is that this movie is fairly grounded and reasonable with how they do the action.
Yeah.
Comparatively speaking, there's movie magic, obviously, but it doesn't even approach the suspension of disbelief, but that the sequels get just increasingly cartoony and stupid as time goes on. That's what I've been told. I haven't seen it.
That would make sense because it is the 80s.
Yeah. You know, he tried to destroy that angrily, but he did not really do a lot of damage. He was like,
Yeah, stick to action. Turns out that he is the limo driver. It's some kind of time travel thing.
The limo is actually a DeLorean.
Yeah.
from Back to the Future. Requisite Christmas reference. Da, 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 da. What is it about the Ode to Joy and terrorists? Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
V for Vendetta, he plays Ode to Joy when he blows up the clock or whatever.
Yeah.
And Get Smart, the dude had a bomb to go off during the Ode to Joy.
I mean, I can't relate. I'm sorry.
It's like the official terrorist theme song.
Yeah. All terrorists have the same thing in common.
Ideology? No. Methods? No.
Nope.
It's the Ode to Joy.
Yeah. Sorry, I was eating lunch. What was that?
They just brought subs here.
Yeah.
They got a meatball sub down here, John, and it is delicious.
Yeah.
What?
You gotta try this, man. I'm not kidding.
I'm telling you, if you survive, and I doubt you will, but if you survive this, you gotta go. Where's this from? Okay, from Pizzerios, their meatball sub, John.
To die for.
Did you hear what I said? No,
to
not really.
die hard for.
To die hard for. That's how they slip in the movie title. He's like, okay, this is what I need you to tell my wife. Then he gets shot in the head.
Yeah.
Gather your flock. I'm telling you, this dude is... Look at him. He is a preacher.
The movie has decided to be on your side since you made that claim.
It's decided that it's part of the joke. Don't worry, boss. I handled it. Oh.
The effects of this have been unnecessarily gory, if you haven't noticed.
Really?
Have you seen people get shot?
Yeah, they got blood, just...
Yeah.
all over the place. Ha! I kicked you this time! Are these two... What, there's 3 people left on the entire terrorist team now?
I haven't been keeping track, but I've just noticed recently that there's nobody there anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like they're losing their threat.
Yeah.
What's holding people back from, the C4?
Yeah.
They still have the bombs.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely one of those movies where they're like, how many things can we do to raise the tension? All right, halfway through, include a bomb. Okay, near the end, make sure he knows it's his wife.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, also put glass on his feet.
Good God, John.
You know, I'm going to say it. This is a pretty well-paced movie, all things considered. The tensions continue to rise, and each rise in tension makes sense with everything before it. It never becomes just an unnecessary jump.
Yeah.
You know? Why is that guy fought last? Well, because he killed his brother at the very, very beginning. You know?
Yeah, right.
And why can't he take him out as easy as before? Well, because he had to walk across glass. You know, it makes sense. Man, why'd I have to walk across glass instead of a nice carpeted bathroom floor? Okay, what? There's 2 guys left now?
No, I think it's just the one. I think it's just Pretty Boy.
Is it literally just Hans is left? Oh, that guy's still left. Okay, so there's Trevette, Hans, and that guy. Is that it?
Pretty Boy is dead for sure, right?
Yeah, pretty. There is no way that Pretty Boy is still alive after getting hung by the.
I don't know,
neck.
man. They can still pull a quick one.
This also reeks of. I technically saved the hostages, but the collateral damage is ridiculous.
Yeah. This guy's just been rehearsing his 5 lines since in between scenes.
Who in the world else, after all that, sticks around just to see if you'll come back for the limo? You know what I mean?
Yeah. The most faithful Uber driver.
Man, I better get a good tip after this.
Yeah.
Listen, I know that you've been through a lot, but I was waiting for like 7 hours in the limo. You know what I mean?
Do you know how long that is?
I mean, that's got to count for something, right? Argyle! Yeah!
He did something.
Hey! He was useful!
Oh, but he's trying to save him?
No, he's not. He's holding on to his wife's arm.
Oh.
Yeah, he's trying to get him off of his wife's arm. Okay, that terror of him falling down, the director basically, obviously he's being dropped on a mattress, but the director basically said, we're going to release you on 3, look scared, and then said 1, and then dropped him.
Yeah.
To get, like, genuine terror out of him.
Old reliable.
Old reliable. It's something like that. I've heard that song. Get a room! Like Hans from downstairs.
Yeah.
Get a room!
Yeah.
Oh, all the money falling down kind of looks like snow.
It falls in a wood chipper. And just the pieces come out.
Maybe I don't have to go up to Vermont after all.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta be honest, I think that I did combine Home Alone and Die Hard in my head. I remember John McClane having to walk across broken Christmas ornaments, not glass, with bare feet. But that's a scene from Home Alone, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's played for laughs in the other movie.
I was genuinely surprised.
Even though they had the exact same effect and his like feet were bleeding out terribly, in the other movie they're just immortal.
Yeah.
And they're just like, ah.
Oh man, that hurts. I'm gonna kill that kid.
Yeah.
What?
I told you.
What? I forgot.
We did not see a bullet in him.
How on earth? How on earth?
Oh, it was, it's gonna be the cop.
Just no way. I guess that guy, they just had to make sure that he could kill someone before the end of the movie. You know, after
one last way to humanize him.
Yeah. He shoots Argyle.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was my past self.
Yeah. No, I don't feel so good.
It's a Christmas movie. Don't forget this is a Christmas movie. Are they leaving in a limo?
The parking was terrible for this thing.
All right, Christian. What do you think? What do you think of the movie?
I really should have paid attention more. I probably would have liked it better. From what I saw, it had all the parts from every action movie I've seen since this movie came out.
Yeah.
It's everything is like borrowed from this movie.
Yeah.
With the whole like villain has hostages but he has like the wife there too.
Yeah.
And then he has him at like gunpoint at the end.
Finds out that it's his wife near the end, so then they hold her hostage specifically.
This movie is just Paul Blart but worse.
You know, you keep making references to Paul Blart, and I still haven't seen Paul Blart Mall Cop.
You never seen it?
Never seen it.
Never see it. Ever.
Okay. Never will. What rating out of 10 would you give this sucker?
If I give this any less than a 9, I'll probably be crucified. So.
Oh, I give it an 8.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I give it an 8. Maybe an 8.5.
For an action movie, I'd give this a 9 probably.
Yes.
That was excellent as far as pretty much everything. Everything I think it got right because it's like we've just seen it in like everything since then, so we're used to everything.
That's true. I'm also not a big action movie guy.
That's fair.
So if I take out my personal prejudices and I'm just like, the movie for what it is, because you gotta judge a movie for what it is. This isn't Citizen Kane. It's not trying to be Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead. I'll meet you up there tonight.
Well, that was easy.
It's pretty good. I like it.
I wouldn't say that's like a personal, I love that movie.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I mean, I just respect it,
Yeah. There's like so many iconic scenes. Him walking across the glass, the Hans holding the gun to her head, the tape on his back, the sharing a cigarette with the villain. There's just a whole lot that really sticks with you in this movie.
It was a little bit more whimsical than I was expecting.
Really?
Like with the Argon in his limo, saving the day, and then he drives up at the end.
Yeah.
That's like kind of like goofy.
Yeah.
Not like bad, but it's kind of like almost like a Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
We're all family at the end of the day kind of thing.
Yeah, like if it was a Marvel movie, that would have been Stan Lee who was in that limo the whole time. Or whatever. So, yeah, and I like it. Do you have any final thoughts on it?
Can I get you up to a 10?
Nope, you can't get me up to a 10.
Okay. I don't think I like it that much anyway, so.
Yeah, I would not say that this is a masterpiece.
Really?
Nah.
That's crazy.
It is an excellent action movie.
I think we had to be born more during the time to really get it.
You think so?
Because this is like the benchmark for action movies, if you don't know that.
Yeah, no, I know that.
There's a couple now, like John Wick, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That people are like, oh, this is what we have modern. But this was if you're a fan of action, 80s action movies, this is the best. This is the best it gets.
Really?
Yeah. That's what most people, the genuine consensus.
I would actually say I really prefer Predator and Terminator.
2, Predator 2, yeah.
Yeah. I would say I like Terminator more than this movie. I mean, it's way better than RoboCop. RoboCop is poop. I do not like RoboCop.
I haven't seen RoboCop.
It's bad. I don't like it. I settled in really expecting to enjoy it, and I did not. I do not like that movie.
I've heard that it's extremely brutal and gory.
It's way over the top.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. I mean, you might like it.
I probably will. If you didn't love this movie, I will probably like that movie a lot.
Oh, yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. It's a good movie. I don't feel like I've wasted my time when I've watched it.
Fair enough.
And it's definitely a Christmas movie because it keeps reminding you that it's Christmas.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. We want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas down here at Super Lilly Bros. And have a good one with your family this year.
Next time on Die Hard.
Next time on Die Hard. You know what to do.
And if you don't, ask someone.